Hello, and welcome back to Educator.com's Introduction to PHP course. In today's lesson, we're going to be covering what are known as expressions and operators. Specifically, we're going to be going over what expressions are and what operators are. Then we're going to go through a number of different operators that are available, and operators are things like addition, subtraction, so forth. And so we're going to have a couple of slides going over a number of different operators available in PHP. We're also going to go over a topic known as precedence and associativity, which are basically like rules that apply when you do multiple operations at the same time. So what is an expression? That's part of what the lesson is titled. Well, in PHP, an expression is anything that has a value. So literals have values, variables have values, they're all considered expressions. So for example, here we have three different literals: an integer, a float, and a string. Those obviously are literal values. They have a value. They're considered expressions in PHP. Additionally, variables have values. We set values to them. So here we have an example of three different variables. We have a regular variable, an indexed array, and a associative array. All of those have values, and they're considered expressions in PHP. In this lesson, we're also going to be learning about operations, which are expressions in themselves, which means they have a value. And then in other lessons, we're going to be learning about constants, functions, and objects, all of which are expressions as well. And again, expression is just basically a synonym for something that has a value. So operators basically work on expressions. An operator will take one or more expressions or values, which are referred to as operands, which you may remember from like your algebra days, and it performs an operation on those two expressions, those two operands, to yield another value or another expression. Basically, the operators can be divided into categories based on the number of operands they work on. The ones that you're probably most familiar with would be something like an addition. You have 5 plus 1. Basically, it's what's called a binary operator. It has two operands. It has the 5 and the 1 that it operates on to yield a value. So in PHP, there are a couple of what are known as unary operators, and basically they're operators that work on a single value. The majority of the operators we'll see are binary operators for things like addition, subtraction, multiplication. And PHP has one operator that has three values known as a ternary operator. But the majority of the operators are all binary. So the first operator we're going to specifically talk about is the assignment operator. And this is actually something we've already been using in our code. So we've actually already been using an operator and maybe didn't even realize it. An assignment operator is a binary operator, and as you know, it's used to assign the value of something to a variable, for example. And basically what that means in operator parlance, it's assigning the value of one expression to another expression. So for example, with the assignment operator, which we know is the equal sign, we have this expression here, 98.6, the float, and we have this expression over here, body temp, the variable. And the assignment operator says take this value and assign it to the variable on the left. So we have two expressions there. Also, we've seen the array assignment operator, which is the equal sign followed by the greater than, and we've seen that in associative arrays where we have a key, and the way we associate a value, in this case like maybe Sunday it was 75 degrees, we associate the number with it using the array assignment operator. And again, it takes the expression on the right hand side and assigns it to the expression on the left hand side. Now because both of these operators, the equal and the array assignment operator, are operators, and we learned that operators work on one or more expressions to yield another expression. These operations that we've seen up here, let me erase this, actually have a value. It may not seem like it does, because normally you have something like 5 plus 1 and you know that you have two operands and it yields a value of 6. Well, this, because it's an operator, it has two expressions, it's a binary operator, it actually has a value itself. So this whole operation itself is an expression and has a value. For the assignment operator, The value of the operation is the value being assigned. And the way this might seem more apparent is, let's say we want to set A and B both equal to 5. So we have an expression like this, which is a legal expression, a legal statement in PHP. Basically, PHP evaluates, with assignment operators, it evaluates the one on the right first. So basically what PHP is going to do is it's going to take this operation, it's going to assign the value 5 to the variable b, and the value that that expression yields, which for the assignment operator is the value being assigned, is 5, is going to be assigned to a, which makes sense, but it's essentially as if we had written it like this. If we had done it explicitly, because when we assign the value of a to the value of the operation, assignment operation b equals 5, a gets assigned the value of 5.